Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and here we talk about all things motherhood, the struggles and the joys. I have now made 3 videos and I realized that you guys probably, unless you know me in real life, have no idea who I am. So I thought I'd make a video introducing myself, who I am, kind of my life story, but I didn't just want to do another video of me sitting in front of the camera and talking at you guys. I thought those could get a little boring. So I've been needing to sort through my daughter's 9-month clothes as she's moving out of 6 months, and I thought I could do that here in front of the camera while I talk to you, and then you guys could also get to see some really cute baby clothes while you learn a little bit more about me. So let's get started. All of these clothes are hand-me-downs, either from Heidi or another friend of ours, and if they're from Heidi, I packed them in diaper boxes. So I've got 3 of those diaper bags full of clothes that we're going to sort through right now. The reason I sort through the clothes is to check for stains or holes that I missed when I was putting them away, because usually I just toss them in there when I'm putting them away. And then I also look for things that maybe I don't like or that Heidi never really wore, so Georgia probably is not going to wear, and then I'll put those in a giveaway pile. So I'll have a keep, giveaway, and trash pile, and then I will wash them and put them in Georgia's drawers. So as you know, my name is Anna, and I am 23 years old. I'm a December baby, so I actually am coming up on 24 years old. Okay, I already have to stop and show you guys this adorable onesie. How sweet is that? Happy little one. I probably should have put her in this on her first birthday. Totally missed that opportunity. Anyway, I went to college at a university here in Indiana, and I majored in Spanish with a certificate in TESOL, which stands for Teaching English to Students of Other Languages. So pretty much I wanted to teach English as a second language. As I started going through school and getting more classes in, I also ended up getting a certificate in International Studies, which is slightly ironic because I never went abroad during my time as a student there. The reason I got into Spanish and teaching English as a second language is because when I was in high school, I took a trip to Brazil, and I was just really struck by how nice everybody was to us. We didn't speak their language, we didn't know anything about their culture, and nobody was mean. Everyone was super kind and very helpful, and it just struck me that that's not the culture in America, I guess. And I just thought if I could do one thing to change that, that would be awesome. So as a stay-at-home mom, I'm not really using my major in that way. I'm not teaching English as a second language. I'm not in constant contact with people who don't speak English, other than babies. But I am still using my major, and this was one thing I decided to do when I became pregnant with Heidi, was that I was going to teach my children Spanish. Look at this dress, isn't that perfect for fall? Oh, it's got a little pocket. So usually what I do every day is when Aaron is home, I speak in English, and when Aaron is away, so at work, I speak in Spanish. With Heidi, I was way more consistent in doing this. I spoke Spanish daily, all the time, and part of that was because I had Heidi when I was still in school, so I was taking Spanish classes and doing Spanish homework, so Spanish was really fresh on my brain, so I spoke to her all the time, and it was really cool. I have a picture of her, I think at like 11 months, where I told her in Spanish to hug her little dolly, and she did. Like, she understood what I was saying, and that was so cool. Just an amazing opportunity for these girls to learn Spanish. And Heidi, she's now 3, and she's extremely fluent in English. And she understands almost everything I say in Spanish, but she doesn't really respond in Spanish. She pretty much just speaks in English. Every now and then she'll say something in Spanish because she knows it makes me really happy. So I know she has some of those words, and I try to make her repeat as much as I can. But right now, I'm just happy that she can understand it, and at the very least, it will give her a leg up if she ever does want to take Spanish and learn a little bit more of the language. Look at this super adorable dress. I don't really remember Heidi wearing this, but she had to have. I would not have had this and not put it on Heidi. Kind of got off track here. I was talking about school. I was actually going to tell you how I met Aaron, which is my husband. I met him at our church, and I was still in high school, and we got to know each other. So we were dating all through my senior year of high school, and then in the summer, he asked me to marry him, and then we were engaged for a year, and then we got married in 2015 on July 25th. If you ever want a video about our wedding or our relationship, dating and everything, let me know, because that would be really fun to do. When we got married, we decided we wanted to have 4 or 5 children. I come from a family of 5 and he's from a family of 4, so we wanted lots of kids. We wanted to wait to have kids until after I was done with school because we knew that would be a lot for me to be in school and be pregnant. And sorry, I got super distracted by this Star Trek onesie. Guys, look at this. Ugh. Anyway, we knew it would be a lot for me. We were going to wait until I was done with school to start trying to get pregnant. But God had his own plans, as he usually does. We actually got pregnant 3 months after we were married, which I wouldn't change for the world. I love that we got Heidi when we did, and I know it was God's timing. Look at this snowsuit, guys. Oh my word, Heidi never wore this because she was in 9 months in the middle of summer, so maybe Georgia will get 2. 1 box done. But having Heidi when I was in school was definitely difficult, which we knew it would be. And I would say the most difficult part of it was literally just the physical part of it. I was so sick when I was pregnant. For about the first 18 to 19 weeks, I was sick out of my mind. I mean, not just nauseous and not just in the morning. I was throwing up daily, if not multiple times a day for 18 weeks. And that's a really long time. And I was in school and I couldn't miss classes. I could miss some, but not all of them. So I was dragging myself to class with my Gatorade and my saltines or my Chex Mix. I do remember Chex Mix was one thing that was for a while, it was the only thing I could handle. I got pregnant near the end of November, and so then I had finals coming up, and I remember sitting there in my finals, curled up in sweatpants and a sweatshirt and greasy hair, barely awake, chowing on Chex Mix, because if I didn't keep just a slight layer of something in my stomach, I was going to be sick in that class all over my final, and that would not have been good. So we had Heidi almost exactly a year after we were married, and that was a joy, but as I spoke about in my breastfeeding video, it was also really hard. I had to go back to school 2.5 weeks after Heidi was born, so I didn't really get a break. I didn't get a maternity leave. I was only going to school 2 or 3 times a week. I don't remember what my schedule was at that time, but that was enough. It was extremely hard, and I completely forgot these were in here. So for my baby shower that my sister threw for me with Heidi, she put out onesies and had people sign them. And look at these, guys. There's Auntie Colleen and Heather, Tammy, Grandma W, Auntie Swiss, and then here's another one, Aunt Eller, Grandma, look at that. Guys, I forgot about these. These are so sweet. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, that's so special. I didn't know I was going to be opening these today. How special is that? Whew. Got teared up there. Anyway, so after having Heidi, it turned out I had postpartum depression, and I didn't know it, mostly because it didn't manifest itself as sadness. Instead, it was anger, blackout rage kind of stuff. And I will make a video on that for sure. And I just kind of let that go on, thinking I could handle it, or I should be able to handle it, for about 6 months. So through an entire semester of school, I was taking care of Heidi and doing classes, a full load of classes, and dealing with postpartum depression. By the grace of God alone did I make it through that semester. It was January of 2017 that I finally went to the doctor and got some help and got on some medicine, and things got much easier after that. The medicine helped. I felt like myself again. I felt like I could really fully love Heidi and care for her like I should. Here's another one of those shirts with the names on it. Guys, this was such a sweet idea. Anyway, like I said before, we had planned originally on having 4 or 5 children, but after being pregnant, I realized I still wanted 4 or 5 children, but I didn't really want 4 or 5 pregnancies because that was awful. So for a while, that was definitely my mindset. I really wasn't prepared to have another pregnancy. And then when Heidi was about a year old, I thought, yeah, I could do that. When Heidi was about 18 months old, we got pregnant with Georgia, and that was still a really rough pregnancy, but I was more prepared, so I knew it was coming. And parenting a toddler when you're sick daily is very difficult. And yeah, and then Georgia was born a year ago. I feel kind of weird the fact that I told you this is going to be a get to know me video and all I've done is tell you about like when I had my children and how that went. But I think it really speaks to the fact that my identity right now is very wrapped up in my children and who they are. I don't think that's a bad thing. There's this idea in mommy culture that you have to keep your identity and your children steal your identity and who you are, and you have to keep that, and I don't think that's necessarily true. My identity is just now different. I loved who I was before, and yeah, sometimes I miss who I was before, pre-babies, pre-pregnancy, how carefree I was, and how like free and clear my mind was. I didn't ever have to write anything down, like miss that. Having my identity in being a mom really makes me happy. It's so special that I can put every part of who I am into raising children, and I think that's a huge responsibility and a really big deal. Like, these children are gonna go out into the world and do things and be people, and I have the responsibility to shape how they're going to see the world and how they're going to act and be in the world. And that's a really big responsibility. So for me, there's no other choice. Like, my identity has to be wrapped around my children because I'm bringing them up in this world. Like, I have so much responsibility to that. It does not bother me at all, I guess is what I'm saying, that who I am is so tightly intertwined with my children. Now I actually have to think of things about me. I should have like printed off a list of 20 things to tell someone about yourself. Like, I could probably tell you my astrology sign, but I have absolutely no idea what that is. So, no, I couldn't. Wow, man, I've got so many pairs of shorts in here. Look at all these. They're cute, but don't need 2 pairs of pink shorts, I guess. Get rid of those. Anyway, some more things about me. I am a Christian. I pretty much have been a Christian as long as I can remember. I was raised in the church, which was awesome. The church was a very loving and safe place for me to be, and I'm very thankful that my parents raised me in a church. I feel like 50% of this stuff I'm putting in the giveaway pile. After watching the ladies I mentioned in my last video, Sarah, Bethany, Delilah, they all are a lot more minimalist, and I'm realizing, like, I don't need this many clothes for a baby. I do laundry often enough. I do not need this much clothing. So a lot of it's just kind of getting given away, especially stuff that doesn't match or that's hard to match. So like all these patterned pants, they're hard to match because all of her tops are patterned as well. So I'm trying to stick to more plain colored pants. Okay, second box done. Again, I feel like I'm kind of running out of things to tell you. This seemed like a good idea for a video until I get to it, and now I realize, like, is there really not that much about me that I could tell you? I could tell you about my hobbies, things I enjoy. So I actually really enjoy editing videos, which is part of the reason I got into YouTube anyway. Actually, growing up, funny story, my brother and sister and I, the 3 of us that we were all close in age, we used to make music videos to like Beatles songs, to random songs from strange artists, to songs that my brother composed. And we did videos like as a whole family growing up, and they are honestly hysterical. And that's kind of what got me into editing videos. It's kind of fun to do, filming and editing. And then something my husband and I have done is we have filmed and edited kind of silly music videos for his brother every year. So I enjoy doing it. So that's kind of a hobby now that I'm actually doing it often. I enjoy music and singing, but I just don't play my instruments a whole lot anymore. I used to be in the worship team at church, but man, I don't remember the last time I touched my bass guitar or my clarinet. So I should get back into those, but it's kind of hard to find time for hobbies, especially now that I've added YouTube to my list. I love reading. I've always been a reader. I'm currently reading Taking Charge of Your Fertility. I can't remember who it's by, but it's a really interesting read. And I'm also reading Irresistible by Andy Stanley, and probably like 3 other books that I've started that I'm going to have to completely restart. I enjoy cooking and baking on occasion. I only bake when it's cool outside because our house doesn't have air conditioning, so baking when it's hot outside is miserable, so I try not to run the oven very much. Seriously, how many pairs of pants does a 9-month-old need? Not this many. I like to do yoga. That's something I like to do. I do yoga with Adrienne. She's on YouTube and her videos are awesome. They're great for beginners. I don't know about experts because I'm not an expert. You can find all sorts of lengths of videos, all different things. So I like to do yoga. I try to do that most mornings. I enjoy lifting too, but I really haven't been doing that in a long time. It's amazing how many of these things Heidi never wore and I still put them back in the box. I'm doing a much better job now of when Georgia grows out of a size and I'm putting it away. If she didn't wear it, I take it out. Unless it's like a season thing, like she obviously didn't wear a snowsuit in size 6 months, so I would keep that. This is adorable. Why are all these summer clothes in here? They're so cute and Georgia's not gonna be able to wear them. Actually, I think this might go with this sweater, so take that back. She's gonna wear it. All right, that is it. I went through all 3 of my boxes and I have my piles here. And I actually think I'm going to go back through my keep pile and I still think I have way too many pairs of pants. And just kind of see what matches, and if there's something that obviously doesn't match any of our other clothes, I'll get rid of that. I'm still trying to think of good things to tell you guys about myself. Like I said, this really seemed like a good idea until I started doing it. Oh, here's a fun fact. I used to have an Etsy shop with my sisters, and I folded books. That was super fun and kind of weird now that I look back on it. I literally just folded books, but hey, it worked out. So I would take a design and fold it into the pages of the book, and then I would sell them. And that was lots of fun. I did that for a while until it just started taking up too much of my time. My favorite season is fall, which is good because it's fall right now. It used to be summer. I don't really know when it changed, but I love fall. And I don't care if that's basic and mainstream. Fall is beautiful. I love the colors. I love the cooler temperatures. But I love the cool temperatures with sun. So I love being able to wear long tops and jeans and sit outside and just feel the sun on you and not sweat because I'm wearing long sleeves. That's one of the best feelings ever. My mound of things I'm giving away is getting higher and higher over here in the corner. I like lots of different kinds of music. I made a playlist on Spotify that's called like My Jams, and it's a huge variety of music. Ooh, I don't know. I really like indie folksy style stuff. I love movie soundtracks and orchestral pieces. I love musical numbers. There's definitely some old rock that I love, oldies. I am a big tea drinker. I kind of go in phases, I guess, of tea, but now that I think about it, it's probably when it's hot out I don't drink tea, and when it's cool out I do. So I'm drinking lots of tea now, even though it is going to be like 85 today. My favorite tea, I love, like if I'm going to do a latte, I'll always go for a chai. But right now, honestly, my favorite tea is Throat Coat by Traditional Medicinals. It is delicious, and it helps with the sore throat, so that's a win-win for sure. So I just got everything that's in my keep pile here on the ground. I've got it here kind of organized in different groupings, and I'm just going to show you real quick what this looks like. This is embarrassing, honestly, how much this is. And this is just in my keep pile. Like, Georgia's never going to wear all of that, ever. And I have this massive pile of stuff I'm not keeping. So what I'm going to do is look at each pile and kind of decide like what matches and what doesn't. So just looking at this, she doesn't have anything with red, so I would probably get rid of the red pair of pants. And I have 1, 2, 3 pairs of pink pants, so I'm probably going to get rid of at least one of those. I should get rid of both. Come on. And she's got 2 purple pants, so I'll get rid of one of those. She does have stuff that the yellow could go with, so I'm probably going to keep the yellow. Alright, we'll keep all those pants. Alright, next I have sweaters. I've only got 3, so I'm going to keep them all. Like I said, this one went with an outfit, this is a good zip up, and this one's actually just kind of a top. So we're going to keep all of those. Put my keep stuff in this box. We've got 1 bathing suit, which we will keep. And I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of pajama sleepers. 2 are fleece and 3 are just plain, so I'm just going to keep them all. We do go through these a lot in the winter, and it's nice to not have to keep digging through laundry bin for those. Dresses / rompers was my next section. Now there are some that I obviously am going to keep. This one I showed you earlier I love, and I have this one that's very similar to it, but I just don't like it as much. I remember it not fitting Heidi as well, so I'm only going to keep 1 pink dress. This overall dress is too cute. I got this from my mom, and it is so stinking adorable. These are the other 4 dresses I have left. They're nice summer dresses, and honestly, I love them all. Like, I don't want to get rid of any of them, so I'm probably just going to keep them all. Works for me. Keep pile. And then I have these rompers, which Heidi wore all of these, without a doubt. And they're all very pretty. I like them all, so we're going to keep all of them as well. Okay, the next thing we're going to go through is long sleeve tops. And these are the long sleeve tops here. They all pretty much seem to go together in a color scheme. There aren't any that I feel like she won't wear. When I say she won't wear something, that honestly means I won't put her in it. So if she won't wear something, it's because I don't like it. So I think I like all of those. I'm not sure about these two, but because we're getting into winter months, I'm probably going to keep them because it's better to have too many than not enough, in my opinion. Okay, the next section is short sleeve shirts / onesies, and we have a lot of these. And again, I am pretty happy with the color scheme that's going on. There aren't a lot that immediately stick out like they won't match. This one is not going to match a whole lot, so that one's gonna go. Everything else is looking pretty good, so I think I'm gonna keep all that as well. So I still am keeping quite a lot. My problem is if it's cute, I want to keep it. I've really been looking forward to getting into these 9-month clothes because she has been in 6-month clothes forever. Like literally 6 months she's been in these clothes. And I think Heidi went through clothes way faster than that, so I've been really anxious to just get some more variety, get new clothes out. As far as shorts go, honestly, I don't think Heidi wore one of these. I've got blue, green, pink, purple, and these are very adorable linen shorts. The linen's a great fabric, so I'm going to keep these. And then I probably won't keep any of the rest because if you've had a baby in the summer, they're either just in a onesie or in a romper. If you put shorts on them, they pretty much will come off, so that's not going to happen. That was all the clothing. Well, guys, this was definitely a different style video. I hope you did enjoy it though. I just wanted to share with you a little bit more about me and who I am and my experiences, and then at the same time show you how I go through Georgia's clothes when I'm changing her up into the next size. I hope you enjoyed it and that it was at least a little bit amusing. If so, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more about motherhood and my experience with it, you can hit the subscribe button below and tap that bell icon so you can be notified every time I post, which will be every Fridays. Thank you guys so much. Bye!